Hey guys, welcome back to the Cool Classic Kids Show. And today we have to talk about toxic femininity. Yes, because it's something that continues to be perpetuated in the gaming space. It's something that continues to complain about toxic masculinity. And really, it is absolutely obnoxious. It makes actual women in the gaming space that have been gaming forever look weak as hell when really we've survived these streets for this long. And some of the newbies that see gaming as, well, a lucrative financial venture for themselves, a lucrative attention gainer for themselves. Well, when they've recently got into gaming and they can't hang in this space, it makes women that have been hanging in this space for decades look terrible. And I have to talk about it because nobody else will, because you have your simp ass losers that are going to defend these toxic women. And well, so we talked about Taylor Morgan in my live stream this past Thursday, and if you haven't watched that, I mean, well, you can go watch it if you want to have that. But we're not going to talk about her specifically because, well, now we have copycats. Her crying about how she was, talked down to and very much disrespected in a Valorant lobby. It was very uncalled for. Is very disrespectful. It's nasty, but it's not something that I haven't come across myself in the gaming space. When I was maybe even half of her age, really, I was in COD lobbies at 14, so I'm pretty sure there's dudes that said absolutely heinous things just like this, and probably even worse to me at the age of 14, and I managed to handle it a lot better. I didn't throw a viral tantrum on Twitter about it, though there wasn't Twitter back then from what I remember, but we have copycats now, guys. It's really that bad. I wish I could say that I was joking, but sadly I am not. So we're going to jump into the details because women like this are such a problem. And really, guys, I have to be completely honest. When I say this, it's something that really, I don't know if I'm going to explain it in a way that makes sense, because either way it's going to make somebody mad because nobody really wants to be honest about anything these days anymore. But women are ruining men's entertainment. And why do I say this? Guys, I've always liked men's entertainment. I've always appreciated men's entertainment for what it is. I've always been into video games, comic books, male action figures, all this stuff. I've always gravitated towards men's stuff. And now that men's stuff is purposely being changed to be either appeal to both genders or now to women, these intellectual properties are now becoming dog shit. They're absolutely horrible. They're unplayable, unwatchable, whatever entertainment medium have you. And like I said, I've always been into this entertainment and I've never wanted it to change. Like I've never wanted Dragon Ball Z to change to appeal to women. I've never wanted Dragon Ball Z to suddenly be more safe and less violent to appeal to women. No, I wanted Dragon Ball Z to be exactly what Dragon Ball Z was. And for, faults and all, catering to a specific gender and oh my god, I came across this one thing where some loser on Twitter was trying to tell me that video games are not it's not a male-oriented entertainment medium. Now it appeals more towards women, but having played video games since around 1998, I could tell you it has been a primarily male-dominated space. Anybody who does not want to admit that is an 8th gen gamer at best, acting like they've always been around. And there's a lot of those because, guys, whether you want to admit to it or not, gaming is extremely lucrative. I mean, you can make tons of money streaming video games, talking about video games. This has been a thing for a while now, so it doesn't surprise me that a lot of, frauds have gotten into the entertainment space of gaming fairly recently. This is like, it's obvious. And these people do not actually appreciate the hobby for what it is. They want to change the hobby to cater to them, to protect them. They want to have this authoritarian control over this hobby that they never really cared about. They just find financially lucrative or really attention lucrative, whatever feeds your ego, I guess. And so that's how I feel. I feel like really women being um, people making this space now for women is what's ruining it. And this is coming from someone, like I said, I really only have ever liked men's entertainment for every one female-oriented thing that I like, there's at least 20 other male-oriented things that that I like in comparison. I guess some female things I guess I could say I like is like Sailor Moon, Britney Spears. It's such a small thing. So for me, I like entertainment when it appeals to guys. That's just my bag, and I don't want it to change. And because gaming is changing to accommodate 8th gen female gamers, it is, in my opinion, made the quality of the entertainment worse. But to get into the copycats of Taylor Morgan now at this point, yeah, let's just jump right into it, guys. To show you that these are women that complain about toxic masculinity, but they are toxic in their own right, on the toxic feminine scale. But let's jump into it. Now, guys, the focus of this video specifically happens to be around this Twitch streamer, jhanna. And the reality is, well, she put this video out very shortly after Taylor Morgan's video popped off on insane attention. And really, I mean, obviously, to me, she knows what she's doing. I mean, come on, let's be real now. But she's blaming men for a male space being toxic. And mind you, in my personal opinion, from what I've seen over the many years I've been involved in gaming, gaming has always been toxic. To act like it's not is just pure ignorance. But let's hear what she has to say, because there's a lot to dissect in this video. Men are the problem with the gaming community.
She wouldn't last 10 minutes in a COD lobby is not, nor has it ever been, a valid excuse for men to act like pieces of human garbage in gaming.
I mean, but it's true though. That's just a common fact. You would not last. I have. You don't see me out here crying when some dude says some nasty stuff to me. And mind you, oh man, I've had some heinous stuff spoken about me in the gaming space, and I find it honestly funny. I mean, I just found out recently that a dude actually super chatted to a group of men, a group of men, just to throw shade at me. Meanwhile, I wasn't present, mind you, which is also the funny part about that. But, that kind of energy put out there, that kind of money put into that just to throw some shade at me, I love it. I eat that shit for breakfast. It's hilarious.
Like pieces of human garbage in gaming. I shouldn't have to play a game where all I say is hi and the whole game is thrown and I'm in hell for the next 40 minutes because men are being emotional about it.
The irony, she's saying men are the ones being emotional about it, guys. I mean, look, I'm nobody at the end of the day, guys, right? So I, as a nobody YouTuber and I guess streamer, it's my hobby. But I, as a nobody YouTuber slash streamer, I have a mixer, and guess what my mixer does, guys? It does stuff like this, and you might be horrified, but
it does stuff like this, and I can sound like this.
Or I can sound like this, or
Yeah, it's a lot of things that I can do with this mixer. With the touch of a button, it's really not that hard. If you really feel that dudes bother you because of the sound of your voice is the problem, well, get a voice changer if you must. It's really not that hard.
Yeah, so, yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that clearly, but if you have a problem with that, I mean, you can just simply get a voice changer, change how you sound. My mixer does it. And mind you, I'm nobody. I'm just the average person out here. I'm trying to get by, and I have a mixer that allows me that ability. So, I mean, if it really bothers you that much, you are perfectly capable of fixing that if you actually want to. But do you want to, though? Because, I mean, the fact that you're a woman does get you a lot of natural attention in this primarily male-oriented space.
That is not normal, and that's not how the old COD days were, because
that is a lie.
I promise you, as a man, you have never had somebody throw on the basis of your gender.
Okay, so the only difference here is that back then, there was far less women like you, especially the complaining types like you, in the gaming space. So that's the only change there. It's completely normal for people that are there specifically to trash talk to get anything on you that they possibly can. Mind you, they don't see you, they don't know who you are. All they can go upon is your voice. So naturally, yes, if you sound like a woman, well, they're going to sling, jokes or trash talk at you that relates to your gender. Unfortunately, if you happen to be Hispanic, yeah, they're going to sling jokes and trash talk at you that pertains to the fact that you're Hispanic. to the fact that you're black, to the fact that you sound like a redneck, like anything, anything that they can get on you as a joke, yes, they're going to take that opportunity. So that this is like, how do you say it? Like it's like a blueprint of trash talk in the gaming space. Nothing has changed. You're just here now, and that's really the only difference. And you're gonna cry about it.
That doesn't happen. You can say it happens. You're lying. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's such a common thing in the comments of my videos. You guys want to be oppressed so bad that you'll look at a man calling me telling me he's gonna tell me to get back in the kitchen and say it's not a woman thing.
That isn't the issue that's being presented. People aren't necessarily saying that. There's a lot of false equivalences in this video, and it's annoying. And really, you do want to make yourself out to be oppressed in a hobby that isn't vital to your life. It's not food, it's not water. It is a entertainment medium. Now, it makes you money, and that's why you're not gonna leave, and that's why you do the things that you do, especially like right now. But at the end of the day, it's still a choice. It's not a necessity.
And say that happens to you too. It doesn't.
Okay, but men make fun of men all the time, and they don't cry about it. Usually.
There's a reason that historically male-dominated spaces are known for being toxic and unsafe.
Okay, and you know what? The thing is, like, men and female spaces have been divided for such a long period of time, and now they're crossing over. Particularly, women are crossing over into men's entertainment because most men, unless they happen to fall under LGBT whatnot, they don't really like to be involved in women's spaces because, well, in my personal opinion, women's stuff is just not fun. I don't like any of it for the most part, besides select few things. But yes, that is the thing. It is a male space. Men tend to be toxic. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that because, well, it's an agreement upon men usually that's what goes on. And you know what? I indulge in it too. I think it's hilarious. Just as long as it doesn't get violent. That's when it's like, okay, bro, I'm not good with the violent stuff, but anything before that, talk in regards to just talking trash, I love it. Now, she relates it to being unsafe. There's a difference between toxic and unsafe. This is not just because a dude calls you a bitch or says, they're going to do something to you. They are saying something. They're not doing anything. Now, when it comes to doxing, when it comes to swatting, when it comes to them finding your address, stuff like that, absolutely do not condone any of that stuff. That's when things genuinely become safe. But when you cross the boundaries and say like, oh, well, any trash talk, thrown at me is suddenly unsafe. This creates a crazy precedent, a slippery slope scenario where you're genuine, like you in your brain are trying to relate the trash talk that you receive to actual serious unsafe scenarios that do happen in the gaming space, among gaming discourse that happens to go really, really bad. And to really take away from stuff like swatting, is disgusting. You're a disgusting person for this.
That goes for gaming. That goes for sports. Any male-dominated space is a bad one.
Then you don't have to be here. You want to be here. You chose to be here. Why are you here? I like this space. I want it to remain the way it has always been, and it's women like you that are ruining it.
That's not me being sexist.
You are, though.
Saying there's an inherent issue with the way that you guys have your locker room talk that makes everybody else feel unsafe.
You are in a minority. There, as much as people want to act like, oh, there's so many women in the gaming space, for every 10 dudes, maybe there's one woman. You know how many video games that I've been in lobbies for, and I was the only woman there, or maybe out of all the dudes there was maybe one other female. It's so rare. And I'm not saying that women don't play video games, but these types of video games directly cater towards men, the ones that you're trying to play. And yes, they're trying to change that up and make them co-ed, but now we're dealing with this scenario because men are always going to be into video games, and now they're trying to get women into video games. But because you're making these games for everybody when nothing, when things that become that always when you're trying to aim at something that's for everybody, it becomes a problem. This is what you get.
I don't know how you could possibly find it fun to make other people feel unsafe. No woman is asking men to make gaming a safe space with sunshine and rainbows and everything, but could
You literally are, though. You're the problem. To say it's unsafe is just ridiculous to me. There's so many avenues you could take to end this scenario. You can block, you can mute, you can report if you really feel as though what they said was absolutely heinous and unacceptable behavior. I mean, yeah, and get over it.
you please be normal? Because I want to be able to enjoy playing the game without my life being threatened, without my body being threatened, because I'm existing as a woman. And
being verbally threatened by someone that's like 1,000 miles away. Oh my god, yo. I can't take this stuff seriously, bro.
men are the ones making it unsafe. And I do not care if you feel targeted by me saying men, or if you feel attacked by me saying men. You are part of the problem.
I find what you're saying, your verbal opinions or your verbal attacks to be unsafe, but yeah, I don't care if you find my verbal attacks to be bad. Oh man, if you're gonna take this slippery slope, I guess everything is just toxic and unsafe. Everything, including what you're saying.
If you feel attacked by that, you're part of the problem. If you say just mute them, you're part of the problem.
No, just mute them. Just mute them. It's really that simple. It's not that hard. It's the easiest thing you could do to literally solve your situation. You don't want to solve. The thing is, you don't want to solve the situation, and that's really what it is at the end of the day, guys. I don't really know what else there is to say.
If you sit there and let them say that to me and you don't intervene, you are part of the problem.
Oh my god. So some they want dudes, you know, all this feminist culture, whatever. It's almost like they hate this whole feminist. Well, you know, in modern day third wave feminism, a woman can handle herself, right? Oh, all of a sudden, I guess not. And mind you, I've intervened for women before because, you know, there's been times where dudes have been super disrespectful. I mean, I remember an altercation that happened on Twitter, where a dude was being super nasty to a female that I follow, and I absolutely smashed that ass in, bro. Like, I really did verbally. Yo, that dude blocked me, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember, but it was so bad. And we just double teamed this dude into absolute obscurity. It was hilarious. And that's what you do if you want to. But, yeah, like, really, it's not that big of a deal. And at the end of the day, me and the other girl ended up laughing about it because it was funny.
Because I have a lot of male friends, normal male friends, who don't say slurs and don't threaten people and just play like normal. I understand it's not all men. But if you are not one,
you know what that sounds like to me? Let's be real now. Toxicity is fun in gaming. Now, things can definitely, there's always a limit to everything, mind you, but it sounds like the space that you have is boring as fuck. Like, really, genuinely, I would not want to be there. It sounds so milquetoast and bland as hell. I need some spice. I need some spice in my gaming, bro, when I'm hanging out with some homies. And trust me, man, the people I hang out with, we talk trash to each other all the time, and it's funny. And you know what? Like we have a general understanding that we're just talking crap. You know, like at the end of the day, I know that these dudes that talk crap to me, they gonna have my back when it comes to outsiders. Like, I know that. So it's like, whatever, man.
One of the men doing this, it is entirely on you to help stop the men who are. If you don't understand that, and you don't understand power imbalances and gender hierarchy, it's not my place to teach you. I'm not your mother. I'm not your teacher. Close the game for 5 minutes.
But you wanted third wave feminism. What happened? What happened, women? What? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó aquí? Y'all wanted this. Y'all wanted to be independent. You didn't want men to open the door for you. You didn't want men to stand up for you. You could stand up for yourself. You have all these terrible movies, mind you, that depict women that they don't need no man. And, you know, like, you could raise kids on your own. You don't need a man for that, even though a lot of y'all struggling out here. But now all of a sudden, third wave feminism ain't cool no more. Who would have thought?
Educate yourself, but stop making this a bad experience for everybody else who's just trying to play the game.
You could just play the game and shut the fuck up, and also actually make the other people shut up by muting them. That literally problem solved, man. It's almost like magic. But unfortunately, people like this are after attention. They're not actually genuine in anything that they say. And mind you, I bet you when this person actually had a real job back whenever that was, I bet you if you talk to some of her other female coworkers, they probably would have some dirt to dish out. I I feel it. Bro, my intuition, my female intuition, what I have of it, bro, it's like a spidey sense. I feel like genuinely in my heart, if you actually ask some real coworkers about this girl, they would bro, you would have dirt for days on how nasty of a human being she is, because toxic femininity is something that isn't spoken about enough, but she has the face for it, the look for it, all that. Oh man. Oh man. And you know what? Let's get into some actually disgusting behaviors, some toxic feminine traits that this woman has, because she's been clipped here saying some really nasty things. You could tell that this woman genuinely hates men, like wholeheartedly. The disdain for men is top tier, is high caliber, and here is why that genuinely is the case from what I've seen.
No, it's over, Ina. It's over. Like, if I were to have a boy, we better pray to God that he's gay. We better start indoctrinating him day one. We have to either make him trans or make him gay. We are not having a cisgender straight son.
See, so like, can't you tell that this woman just hates men? She hates boys. So much so that she's willing to say, like, yeah, if we have a kid, we're gonna make sure to demasculinize him as much as humanly possible. And mind you, this, not even on a basis of this person has gender dysphoria or they actually genuinely were born gay, whatever have you. Not based upon that. No, she wants to actually socially convince a potential future child to essentially be something that she deems more acceptable, because clearly she hates men. She hates masculinity. Like stuff like this is just sick, guys. And really, here's to just top it all off, because well, people like this want to act like they're so virtuous, they're so good. I mean, look, man. Oh wait, hold on. I have to actually get into this because she got suspended and it was like the end of the world. She said they hit the Pentagon. And I don't feel sorry for you. And apparently, from what I heard, it was because of this VOD that it came out. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I would definitely like to see some proof on that, because we know how Twitch operates at the end of the day. But hey, man, I don't feel sorry for you. If you want to push authoritarian ideology, if you want to force these websites, these companies to be more egregious in their banning practices and all that, well, live and die by the sword. It's really that simple. But to show you guys that this chick is pretty toxic in her own right, I mean, let's just listen to her just in one of her own videos from 1 month ago. The first, like less than 30 seconds, a minute or so. Let's see what she has to say about how she is as a person.
Hey guys, today we're going to be reading Reddit Am I the Asshole stories. And if you know me, you know I am a strong hater to my core. And I love judging people, so I love reading these stories, because it's either these people are freaks or the people in their life are freaks, and I love it. There's something so good about getting to judge people randomly on the internet. That's my favorite part of the internet. I don't know what to tell you. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. It's almost like everything that she said in that video complaining about men was just lip service for attention. This is color me shocked. Oh my gosh. Just a simple I just went on her YouTube. I'm like, let me just casually get an idea of how this person is, just so, I kind of get that idea. Like that, it just goes to show what type of person she is. All this, everything is just, well, she just wants to make things benefit her. That's really what it seems to boil down to, at least from what I've seen of her. in regards to her content. She basically exposes herself, man. I'm sorry. People take this woman seriously. You should be mocked and shamed just like she is, really. But yeah, guys, toxic femininity is terrible. It is something that isn't voiced enough. Clearly she definitely has a bit of that herself. For me, I'm toxic, but I don't really have toxically feminine traits because I'm a tomboy. I have, I guess I have a little bit of toxic masculine traits because I had to adapt to men's circles, men's spaces, and actually conduct myself in a way that fits in so that there is no weird tension or weird stuff going on, like that's I just want this space that I like to function as is and I don't want to change it. That's how I go about things because that's what I find entertaining, that specific space. Me changing it would, inevitably make it less interesting to me. And women like this are making the gaming space a lot less interesting for me, to me, if it be because, well, now video game developers and major corporations are now catering to these women and sanitizing spaces, making the games more boring and lackluster, all that stuff. Yeah, I hate it. And now she wants to sanitize the gaming space to suit her. And when the authoritarian, um, sense of suspensions and all that stuff that I'm sure she would endorse if it happened to be toward directly towards men that happens to be a little out there in terms of their toxicity. Yeah, like she doesn't like it when it happens to her, but this is what you want. This is what you ask for, and that's what you get. And I don't feel sorry for me, guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. If you can, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Follow me over on Twitch, guys, because I'm starting to stream on Twitch. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow, so definitely come hang out with me there. I had an awesome first stream, so that was really fun. I clipped some vids that were funny, so if you want to check that out on my Twitch stream, you're welcome to do that. But I'm gonna give that a go, and it will be completely different content from what I'm doing here on YouTube. So you have something new to check out. If you want to come hang out with me there live, it's a fun time. And yeah, with that being said, I'm out. Peace.